Right. All right. We are live. Okay, so today is April 17th. It's Wednesday. It's kind of the middle of the week. And it's another day. It's another good day in Los Angeles. It was really pretty today. I don't know if any of you went outside, but it was super sunny and warm and just a beautiful day. It's sort of like how spring should be. I grew up in Chicago, and in Chicago, they have, you know, winter. Well, they have, let's see, what would I start? Hi, SP, Tattoo Warrior, SPTV Tattoo Warrior. Hey, love it. Hi. And all the chat lovelies. That's right. They're just coming in. I'm just telling them about Chicago now. It would be spring, which is really a fun time because you've gone through winter, which is like, winter in the beginning is fun because a lot of the schools close down and the kids are like, woohoo, it's winter. But then it gets really slushy afterwards, and you can't wait until spring. And it's really cold in the winter. And then spring comes, and the flowers come out, and the green comes out, and it's wonderful. So we're kind of in that here. We don't really have four seasons like they have there, but it's fun to have even the little seasons. Like today where it was all sunny and warm, and it felt like spring. It was like, oh, all right. And pretty soon all the flowers will start coming out, which I'm not good at. I've got to start planting them. I don't know. My old roommate was like the gardener here, and he would plant tons of stuff, but I've got to get on it. Oops, never mind. All right. DF flawless. Okay. You're going to DO. All right. I don't know. I guess that's secret code for something, but we don't know what. Anyway, hi Nadia. Hi Swedish Lena. Good evening. Is it evening there? And a chat from Australia. All right. And Dia Flawless agrees it's a beautiful day. And Gurur, woohoo, late night with Tori. I know. It's kind of a fun thing, isn't it? It's Tori. Here we go. Well, thank you guys for coming by. It's always a surprise for me, and it's always fun. Bach Buddy. All right. Thank you for your heart. Hi to my favorite night owl. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Rin. I appreciate that. Okay, now here's a question from SPTV Tattoo Warrior. Did you hear that? I heard that. Can you tell us about it? I just read it briefly, and then I had to come here, and I didn't really get to find out what was the actual. I mean, was he like really assaulted? Or he's in the hospital, or what happened? Can you tell us? Because please write it out. Because I don't know. I really don't know, except that someone said he got assaulted. All right. Gurur says sending you chill vibes and love from Vancouver. All right. I love Vancouver. It's a beautiful area. You live there. You're lucky. There's a lot of places where people are lucky to live. Okay, DOA was assaulted tonight. Sucker punch cheddar. Cheddar. He's okay. Okay, good to know. There's the information. Thank you. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope he comes on. But he probably isn't. He's probably relaxing. His sucker punch. They said that. He said that a few times that he has, excuse me. He said that he's been assaulted over at La, what is it? La Poubelle, right? That's the name of it. That's why I don't go there, because I know they drink a lot, and they're probably a lot of Scientologists. They don't like us. They don't like them. And I just figure, it's not on my radar. You know what I mean? To me, I get it. I get what they're doing. But for me as a woman and an older woman, it's just not safe. It's a little skinny, sidewalk and a lot of people. And it just, I thought, no, not a good thing. But I can go around Celebrity Center, and I might start doing that because Phil said that if they would just go around Celebrity Center and kind of, okay, thank you for that, love it. if they would just go around Celebrity Center and say, Michael Jones, call your mother. That would be so great. And especially if we could get them before Mother's Day to do it, it'd be so great. It'd be such fun. So to me, I'd rather do that. And now I have my microphone. She sent it to me, and we got the wrong batteries and everything. And now I got the batteries in it. And it's really good. I thought I'd do it here, and I thought, no, it'll probably scare you guys. Okay, here we go. Some stupid kid coming out of the poop, knocked his phone on the ground, sucker punched him, broke. Oh no, that's his brand new table. He really just yesterday was saying how much he liked that table. Someone sent it to him. Oh, well, we'll have to get him another one way or the other. He'll get another one. Hi from New Zealand. All right, that's good. Previously, abyss_human. All right, okay. Well, that's good from New Zealand. I love that. Oh, good. Will is with him. That's Streets at LA. That's good. I'm glad he is. I mean, are the police there? I'm curious as if they. Oh, here we go. Saw the LAPD talking to DOA on someone's live stream a few minutes ago when I opened YouTube. Okay. Okay, so stupid. It's just stupid. I don't know. It's kind of a dangerous environment. I really think he's been swatted there a few times. He's been swatted, I think, 4 or 5 times this month. You know, it's really been, they're after him. They are. And it's like, Scientology, it's not smart. I want you to get this. Listen to me. It's not smart. You're not going to win with it. You can't, you know, it's just not a winning thing. And we know it's you. So don't do it. Just stop doing it. Start doing some of the right things that what does Scientology say? And all over the internet and all over TV and how great you are and how wonderful you are. And are people curious? Well, you know, start doing some good stuff instead of this shit. And then maybe people would get curious again. But right now, forget it. You know, it's like, no, people aren't curious at all. In fact, they're learning from us every single day. And I'm going to tell them some stuff about some of your front groups today in a little bit. But first, I want to finish this. Okay, so this is, okay, so you saw, yeah, I saw him on somebody's live stream too. Afterwards, he was soaking up all of the babying Laura was giving him. No question about that. She's good at that. All right. Hello from mid-Michigan. All right. I always look forward to Midnight with Magoo. Thank you. And thank you for coming. It's late there for you, I know. LAPD were decent and took report. Okay. Well, that's good to know. At least they didn't just shrug him off or something, which would always be offensive. I'm glad Streets is there with him, too. Celebrity Center is really close to me, less than 5-minute walk. Well, you know, I told you Phil Jones, who he helped put up the billboard with the aftermath, you know, if you want to leave, call this phone number. And then they had it taken down. But he said he just wishes, because there's so many people over there, you know, he said, why don't they just walk around Celebrity Center once a night and just yell, Michael Jones, call your mother. And I thought that's a great idea. You know, it's like, why not take a break? If you're over there anyway, take a break and do that, because you never know. You might hear it. My friend, I think I told you guys this, but if you weren't here, one of my friends was coming to my parties. His daughter was in the Sea Org at Celebrity Center. And he said, no, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to do anything to rock the boat. I want to be the good guy when she comes out. And I said, she's never coming out. You know, just so you know, you've got to do something or she's never going to come out. So he said, well, what could I do? And I said, why don't you go and bring her flowers? And he was a big guy, right? So he'd walk in with his flowers and they'd say, get out. And they'd kick him out. And it really made a rustle, right? And he went every week with his flowers. I want to give these flowers to my daughter. He'd say it really loud. And they'd kick him out. And finally they brought the PR person to try to handle him. That didn't work. The guy really knew religion. So he knew what he was talking about. And he sat and talked to them and talked to them and talked to them. And they finally kicked out his daughter. It was like they kicked her out of the Sea Org. And once she was out of the Sea Org, she left Scientology. So it's like, it's always good. I always say send cards, send, you know, like cookies or, anything, send any kind of communication. And people go, yeah, they'll just throw it away. And there's a good chance they might, but you never know. They might get it. I mean, I would never stop doing it. It is if my kid was in Scientology, like this one father, we did an intervention with a family. And this guy was like a multimillionaire, out of touch with his daughter. She was on staff at CC. And he was like, nah, I haven't talked to her in a long time. But once we got with it and started talking to him, he said, I'm going to tell you something. And he goes, if this doesn't work, and he pulls out this sign with a photograph of his daughter, a huge, picket sign. And he says, if this doesn't work, I'm going to stand outside Celebrity Center every day. And it just said, I want to talk to my daughter. And he said, I'm going to stand outside Celebrity Center every single day until she comes out. And it ended up, she left anyway at the end of the intervention. She just said, I don't want to do it. Once people get educated, they're not going to stay and do it. It's just most people don't get educated and they're in. That's why I call it the Truman Show, because they're insulated, isolated. They can't see the walls. But once they see the walls, they're like, no, I don't want to do this. So there you go. Hello. All right. So the holiday producing Celebrity Center is really close. Yeah. So Charles, you could do that by yourself. Just walk around there and do that. Eric Brock. Hey, Tori, all ears from BC, Canada. All right. Another beautiful area. I really like Canada, and I like Canadians too. They're really nice people. Okay, now. Okay, people are curious about their tax money, how their tax money is going to a human trafficking cult. People are curious how how their tax money is going to a human trafficking cult. LOL. I don't think it is. It's not going to Scientology, but Scientology isn't paying taxes. That's the point. And we need to get the IRS to, enough people need to write the IRS and say, look, come on. These guys are selling. It's a business. It isn't a religion. It's a business. They can be under the guise of a religion, but they're selling stuff every single day. All right. Now, what is this, Tori? How does it feel to be rolling with young activists and finding a whole new generation of supporter through the medium of interactive medium? Wonderful. And also, you are pure free speech. Baby, keep it going. That's right. I have been since I was a young kid. I believe in free speech, and that's the way it is. So thank you. Yeah, it feels great. I love it. I mean, it's incredible to me. It's like a big honor that I'm friends with them. They're super nice people. And I saw Jessica today. It was just really fun. It's like I really like these people. It isn't like I'm just hanging around with them or something. I really like them, all of them. They're just each one. And the thing that's amazing is that we all come from all different kinds of areas, different age groups, all the way down to, I think it's Solomon who's the youngest. I'm not sure. There's someone that starts with an S and he's the youngest. But they're, all the way up to me, 76, so it's kind of amazing. It really is. But I'm very, very happy to have this whole new, I mean, it's amazing. It really is. It's astounding to me. I would have, if somebody said at 76, you're going to be doing this, I'd be like, no way, not in a million years. But here I am, and I'm learning, and you guys are wonderful and being very kind, and everybody's being very kind to me, so that I appreciate that a lot. I really do. It means a lot to me. All right, so Paulette, oh wait, she's got something. They're still at La Poubelle. I just stopped watching it on TV. He's okay, but very shaken up. Ooh, it was on television? Were you watching it on YouTube on television, or was it on the major media? Wow, that's big. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share the love. Thank you, Gurroar. All right, hello from Atlanta. All right, another wonderful area. This is funny from Nick. Lizards, sneakers, and spaceships. Okay. I that one I don't quite get, but all right. So does anyone have well anyway, I guess I'll tell you about the front groups. So we'll do that. Um and I'm happy to know that DOA is okay and that he has friends with him. So that's good. I'm really sorry that another knucklehead hit him. It's amazing. It really is. It kind of ticks me off. It makes me want to go over there and guard him or something. But what am I going to do? Anyway, he'll be okay. Anyway, for the front groups, just so you know, Scientology has a bunch of front groups now. And I want you guys to start sniffing around and see if you can find some and tell us about them. Because a front group of today is a front group is something Scientology started years ago, basically to try to get better PR was really the original thing, and to get new people in. So it was sort of like to get Hubbard's name out where it sounded good and to get new people in and try to do something in the community because they really weren't doing that much. Okay, now just a second. Love said this. Streets is there now, and DOA did do a police report. All right, good. So thank you for the update. So the two I'm going to talk about tonight, they have a bunch of them, but the ones that I know are Narconon, Criminon, Applied Scholastics, CCHR, and The Way to Happiness. Now they've fanned out and they have a bunch more under like human rights, things and stuff like that. So that's what, if you guys could poke around and see if you can find, and what you can do is just call them up. If you see something where it's fishy, just call them up and say, hey, you're the human rights thing. Do you by any chance use any of the L. Ron Hubbard management technology? And that's the best way to say it, because if you say, are you a Scientologist? They'll say no, because they're not. That organization. Oh, yeah, and WISE. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's right. That's another big one. Okay, good. Yeah, WISE is a big one. Actually, maybe we should talk about WISE first. I think we should. Thank you, love, Maddie, because WISE may be how we can get their nonprofit status taken away. So let's talk about that, because that the other ones are not so big anymore. But I want you guys to still keep poking around. And if you see other groups that are now saying they are, just call them and ask them, do you use the L. Ron Hubbard management technology? And usually if they don't, they'll go, no. Did somebody say we did? And you say, no, I just wasn't sure. And I just wanted to make sure that you don't. And if they say, oh, yes, we do, say, okay, thank you. And do you give tours? Just ask, do you give tours? Because then we can have someone go give a tour. Okay, now this is somebody's just mentioning here. Wait. 5-minute beach cleanup is not an official front group, but it's run by Scientologists. They have a huge Instagram account. Okay. All right. Good to know. And it's called 5-minute beach clean. I thought about that. I saw that and I thought, I bet you that's Scientology. Yeah. Beach clean. All right, good. So that's a good one that somebody could just keep an eye on as far as what's happening with it, that kind of thing. I'm just curious on some of these. We ended up, Narconon had slipped into all of the California schools for drug education. And with Dr. Dave Turetsky, who works in Carnegie Mellon and is a critic, and he and a bunch of people did a bunch of research. And then Dave called me up and he said, look, we've got to have someone that was in Scientology to answer the questions from the journalist. And I said, okay, I'll do the best I can. So he called me and it ended up, my main quote was, Narconon is 100% under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology. It's like they can say they're all by themselves, but every week they report up their statistics to RTC, to Scientology. So anyway, because of that, because that's religion, right? That proved its religion, that it's part of a religion. And because of that, they said, okay, they have 2 weeks to get all the religious aspects out of Scientology. And they couldn't. So they ended up kicking them all out. So I always tell people, if you're in a different state in the United States of America and you have kids, check and see if in the school, if they have Narconon, Criminon, the Pura, Way to Happiness, any of those things. Just make sure that they don't. And the 5-minute beach cleanup, that's good to know. Thank you, SP Arcus. I am. All right. Oh, okay. So, Tori, I meant which front groups you were going to talk about today. That's why I asked front groups. Okay. Yeah, I was mainly going to talk about Narconon. I think I said Narconon and I forgot which ones, but I want to talk about whys anyway. There's a bunch of them, and they all have different things. And now we've mentioned a little bit about Narconon. Narconon doesn't work. Just so you know, if you're out there, you're hearing this, and you have a relative that has a drug problem, don't send them to Narconon. A lot of them do drugs at Narconon, and it's really bad news. So do not go to Narconon. WISE is a business organization. It's the World Institute of Scientology International. And they have businesses that WISE is supposed to be, they pay a certain percentage to WISE to use the Hubbard management technology. So it's a Scientology business front group. That's what it is. And, because they're paying money up to Scientology, it might be very fishy as far as IRS and the taxes. It's like people need to look into it. I've reported stuff, but more people need to. Now, what's this? Gurur, the Youth for Human Rights, was trying to set up a booth at the university here, and it got shut down by the student government. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy for that, because that's a Scientology front group, right? It is. I know they have a human rights one. I think that's it, Youth for Human Rights. And it's like, oh, that is wonderful. That's really good news, because it's really sleazy. Youth for Human Rights. I'm just writing it down, because they don't say they're Scientology. You know what I mean? They're just Youth for Human Rights. So, and it's at a college, so it just sounds like, oh, okay, this sounds good. I'm for human rights. But, if you know what it is, I'm really glad your university shut it down. That's fantastic. And yeah, Scientology, you could say that's another one of my suppressive acts that I'm pitching. They shut it down. And you know what? You're damn right. And every kid that I can save from joining Scientology, that's why I started speaking out. I thought, if I can save one person, mostly young people, because that's who they're after, but if I can save anybody from joining Scientology, it's worth all the shit you throw at me. And you have thrown a lot of stuff at me. But you know what? That's what keeps me going, because I have gotten person after person after person out. And every time they write me and thank me, it's just such a joy to know they're free. They either didn't get in or they got out, one way or the other. So that's good. Good for your student government. Please tell them we say thank you. All right, here we go. Look for WISE certification on the wall of dentists, chiropractors, masseuses, neuropaths, or just ask them directly. Yeah, the best thing, like I said, is to ask, do you use the Hubbard management technology? Because all those things, all those doctors, you could say, are you a Scientologist? And they'll say no. Most of the time. Sometimes they'll say yes, they are. But a lot of times they'll say no. They just lie through their teeth. But if you say, do you use the Hubbard management technology? They'll say, yeah, we do. And you go, okay, good. Well, thank you. I'm not interested in your stupid management tech. That doesn't work. Okay, now here we go. Somebody has seen that NFL Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk is promoting a Scientology front group. Which one? You have to say which one. You have to let us know. So write that down. That's a bummer. Thank you for letting us know that, though. And if we know, like, well, we got to find somebody who's got an in with the NFL now to talk to Marshall Falk, because if he's promoting, I mean, that's important. Do you know Marshall? Do you know do you have an in with the NFL? 49ers fan for life? You're a fan for life. You should. Okay, so he's with what team? And he's promoting a front group, and you don't know which front group. Okay, well, it sounds like you're going to have to handle it. You got to find out what front group it is, and see if you can talk to him. You never know. You can, poke around, on the internet, Marshall Falk, say hi to him, say, I'm like a 49er, so you're a 49er. So you can say, I'm a 49er fan for life, and I'd love to meet you and, have a coffee with you or something. And you never know. They might go, okay, and find out, or if they don't want to meet with you, you could just say, I saw you were interested in some kind of Scientology group. Can you tell me which one it was? Just ask them. All right. Here's Gurroar, Youth for Human Rights. Okay, it's the Scientology Fruit Group. That's what I thought. Yeah. Youth for Human Rights. Yeah. That sounds right. I knew they had a human rights one. They have a few of them that are out now. That it's like, ooh, that sounds like Scientology. And I poke around a little bit and it's like, yep, they are. Okay. Here's Love It. For off-topic questions, please hold till the topic has been covered. Thank you. Very good. Thank you, Love It. And hi, Kelly. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, Sharon says that that's a shame. Not really. It would be a shame if it really got into it. But now that we know about it, there's something we can do about it. And that's try to talk to them and educate them on it. All right, now. Okay. Do you want me to post the guidelines? Love It? I'm not sure if you do. I'll just post them so everybody can see them. Use a little thing when you're talking to your friends. And please use complete sentences in context. Please don't use the chat to promote other channels. Probably a good idea. Thank you. All right, now here's from Love Maddie. People in leadership or power especially over children and the vulnerable need to vet who they bring, very true, to work and help them through checking who they really are and associated with. Very true. Very true. And that's where I think if you're a parent, you can go talk to your school and say, look, I just want to make sure, what kind of groups do we have here and where are they from? Can I get a list? I'd just like to get a list of the outside groups that are here helping us. And then from that, you can poke around and find out. Okay, here we go. Gurroar. The real sick part about the Youth for Human Rights was they were trying to set up the same time as the actual conference. Oh, God, that is sick. I mean, see, that's the kind of thing, Scientology, I've told you over and over, you do this stuff, you think you're sliding in and it's good, but it isn't, because it'll just blow up. It's like tell everybody on your site that that's what they're doing. And then you just lost more points. That's what happens. That's what we do. We connect up with each other and we tell each other. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, wait a minute. Here, I missed Inglewood. I saw the undercover Narconon filming in England. It was empty. Good. Good. I'll take that suppressive act if you consider it that. To me, it's a very good act. And Narconon is this Narconon saying that they're helping people with drugs when they're actually drugging kids. That's suppressive. Tori on Perth Scientology Audit Channel. She has a video from this week filming undercovering the Narconon in London. Very interesting to watch. Apostate Alex channel has a great breakdown of it. Okay, good. Good. Well, another one to watch. Okay. Oh, good. And Tony wrote about it, apparently. So that's good. Thank you for letting us know that. 49ers for life. Fan for life. Now wait. You're asking this. Marshall Falk was promoting Scientology TV. Okay. So that was it, the Scientology TV. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So it's not really a front group. It's the Scientology TV. Interesting that he would be pitching that. I'm just going to write it down so I know it. Well, we could just start sending him some stuff. That's the other thing. You know, find a video that you think you'd like and send it to him. Okay, now here's a little bit more about it. He was promoting Drug-Free World, Voices for Humanity. Ugh, it's on Scientology TV. Okay. Yeah, the drug-free world is a big issue because we all deal with people, overusing drugs. So it is a big issue, but Narconon is not going to help them at all. Neither is Scientology. So, I mean, it helped me in that I just joined Scientology and they said, we don't do drugs. And I said, okay. And I stopped doing drugs because I was just sort of a hippie, kind of doing a little bit of drugs here and a little bit of drugs there, that kind of thing. I wasn't like a real druggie. So as soon as they said, we don't do drugs, I said, okay, I won't. And I already wasn't drinking. So there you go. It was back in 2019, he promoted that CAD group, Falk. Okay. Okay, good to know. So that's a while ago. So, okay, surely in the USA, all people who volunteer with kids and vulnerable groups need to do a background check. No, not true, bottoms up. It should be, probably in many, many countries it is, but I don't think so here. I think unfortunately, I don't think they're real strict on it. They have a hard time because our economy is so weird and they pay teachers so shitty. It's hard to get people to be teachers. So thus, they're not as strict on checking out who they're hiring. And I'm speaking generally. There may be other ones. Okay, now this is SP Articus. I am. Gurur, the CCHR is planning a big protest in New York on the 4th of May against Psychology Convention 2. I posted the flyer on Twitter. Well, that's kind of good because they'll look like idiots. It's like it's going to be a protest. This is going to be a Scientology protest, you mean? Yeah, CCHR is planning it. Yeah. Good. Let them do it. Because they just look like idiots. I mean, it's like, why are they even doing it? Scientology TV has non-Scientology documentaries made by non-Scientology, on Fridays. And I wonder how many of these directors know what the money that they paid them actually knew were. Yeah, that's a good one. I have met a few people like that, and no, they didn't. They took the money, they did it, and then they realized what they were in and left. Excuse me, for a few of them that I know. But it's tricky. It is. Okay. For the love of Tori, don't forget to show the like button. Some much deserved recognition. Thank you. So yeah, please, everyone, there's 79 people here, 77 people here. So please hit the like button. And there you go. That's that. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do. All right, now this is funny because I'm not. I got to read this. Since Tori's a big NFL fan, not true. I'm in Detroit, and the NFL draft is next week in Detroit. I don't know. Oh, I see Marshall Fox if he's coming. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think it's a big enough deal. And I'm not a big NFL fan. That the gentleman who brought it up should if he's going to do anything, he should do that. Okay. They do a basic criminal background check on what's called a live scan when you're a teacher or even volunteer in a school. This does not protect you from Scientology. Yeah, that's my fear. It's like Scientologists are volunteers. They have a lot of them that do. I used to volunteer, and I didn't volunteer at other things like that, but they can certainly get them into schools and stuff like that. And it's tricky. We need to educate the schools more on it, I think. And the kids, I think we need to go into the schools and, talk about it and let them know these are the things that they throw up that you might think, oh, wow, that sounds good. Because every young person I talk to is like, thank you for telling me that. And I give them my card. I told you that I always give them my card, Scientology, what they won't tell you. And they always say thank you because, it kind of helps to know the other side. It really does. Don't worry about your spelling errors, Gurur. You have dyslexia. Yeah. Hey, do you think Scientology could help with that? They'll say it will. Will it? Hell no. All right. So now this is Love Maddie. Except LRH, who did both drink and drugs, in my opinion. He did LSD and thought bugs were all over him on a bad trip, and that they were going into his body, and that's how he came up with the body things. Yeah, I know. Believe me, as someone who suffered for 30 years fighting them about taking medicine for epilepsy, to then find out that rat was popping pills and taking real drugs all the time I was fighting them, it really ticked me off. I mean, really. It was, and I didn't find out until I left. But it was like that. I would have been out in a minute if I'd known that. I would have. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Love Maddie. All right, so does anybody have any other questions that you have that you want to ask? Now, WISE, let me go over that a little bit because I said we're going to talk about it. It's the World Institute of Scientology International, or Enterprises. And how I always do it is because I used to go in to get jobs, and around here they're everywhere, or they used to be. So I would go in and I'd say, I'd get in touch with them and I liked them and everything, and then they liked me, and then I'd say, do you by any chance use the Hubbard management technology? And this one girl said, yeah, we do. And I said, okay, well, here's the bad news. I can't work with you then. And she said, why not? And I said, because I'm a declared suppressive person. And to them, it's just so shocking. It's like, you're nice. We like you. How could you be declared suppressive? Because they just have such evil pictures of SPs. It's really astounding. But anyway, it's a good way to find out if it is a Scientology group, without saying, are you Scientologists? And boy, I think it's a big thing we've got to start exposing with IRS, because that, I don't think they can keep their tax exemption when they're if we really blow it up and make it really well known that they're a business. That's different than, that's not a tax, that's not a nonprofit organization. They're for profit. They're definitely for profit. Okay, now here's Love Maddie. In Ventura, the C of S there joined the Interfaith Group for PR in Nod, but never showed up or volunteered for anything. God, how weird. That is really weird. Thank you. Okay, and then she wrote only. Okay. Wow, that's spooky. The interfaith. But I know, like I told you, their big goal is to be thought of as a real religion. So, anything they can do that'll move them more in that, like instead of calling them members, now they call them parishioners. Instead of calling it an org, now it's a church. Instead of calling it, and these are things that happen for years, so they're really trying to move into the religious aspect. Okay, here's a question. When you were in, did you think you actually had body thetans attached to you? Not really. No. It was just kind of like, okay, let me give it a shot. It's like I have explained, because neurologists to this day don't know what causes seizures, I figured maybe this is it. So I would go in session and try to locate some spirit. And, it's all in you're just kind of, I think, I didn't think so then, but I think you're just making it up. It's not, there aren't really spirits all around you, I don't think. But anyway, I would locate somebody and do their little process. Who are you? What are you? And get them to go away. And every time they went away, it seemed like, okay, I'm better. And I would look better. I'd look in the mirror and go, wow, I look better. But I realized, later, if you really believe something, it can really change how you look and feel. It's astounding. So anyway, there you go. I didn't really, but I did do OT3. I didn't lie about it. I did it, and I thought I had great wins. And then at the end, I went into status epileptus and had multiple grand mal seizures. Called my friend Jerry Hall, who, thank God, brought me over to Morton Plant Hospital. And the doctors there, when I came back to, said 5 more minutes and you would have been dead. And another person who had epilepsy is dead. He did get off all of his medicine and he's dead. So it's a dangerous organization. It really is. Okay, now this is, love it. Thank you, Chatters, for every single one of you hitting the like button. All right, so that came up. Good, thank you. We both appreciate that. All right, now this is Gurur. I love that question. So hypothetically, let's say you're in an auditing session. You're Marie Antoinette. Are you allowed to talk about that outside of your session? Won't you sound like a wackadoodle? Not at all. I mean, now you can't at all. When I first got in, people were all the time talking about who they were last lifetime. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And especially people like Marie Antoinette. There were like thousands of Cleopatra. You'd meet all these women. Oh yeah, I was Cleopatra. And then you'd meet another one. Well, I was Cleopatra. And after a while, you just realized this is BS. There aren't that many. It's like, no. But yeah, we used to talk about it. And even though he says in it, you're not supposed to talk about your case, but people one-on-one would share stuff like that. But then in the 90s, Miscavige got really flipped out and said, nobody can talk about that at all. At all. Okay. Love Maddie. One gal in the interfaith group looked into them and was shocked. So many don't know about them. She told, I think, Natalie about it. Okay, good. The interfaith group. But you said they didn't really join, right? That they're not really active in it. But yeah, I'm not totally surprised because I've seen a bunch of things that I think that's a Scientology group. It's just sort of certain things that you can see it and go, I think it is. But anyway, back to WISE, I think WISE is a really important thing to check different doctors. If you see they are part of WISE, I think we should start reporting it into IRS because I have to make sure, but I think, it's a business. It's a Scientology business. That's what it is. And Scientology has their non-profit status. So I think we definitely have to, and they're after doctors, dentists, chiropractors, like she said, acupuncturists, anyone dealing in the health medical industry. That's who they're after. And boy, they push their Scientology stuff on them intensely. And I've worked in some of their companies, so I know. And then they're creepy. One of the companies just turned on me like you can't even believe. And they're supposed to be trained. It was part of my waking up for sure. How come? What? Okay, what did I miss? Eric. All right, let me look and see, Eric. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. He said, how come I won't answer? But thank you for asking me that. I'll find it. Hang on. Stand by. Eric. Okay, who's supporting Jerry Armstrong? Well, that's not really the topic of tonight. Jerry Armstrong is in a front group. Jerry Armstrong is the reason we're here. He was LRH's biographer, if you don't know, and he was writing a book about LRH, and then LRH said, "Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff." And this was on the ship, and LRH said, "Oh, there's a bunch more stuff downstairs. Go get the boxes and go through them." And Jerry went through them, and it was like, oh my God, it's saying you're this, and really you're that, and this, and really you're that. And, it was awful. And he went up to try to handle it with LRH. He said, look, this isn't going to sound good for you. And LRH turned on him and got really pissed off about it. And so Jerry packed the things up and left. But that's what started the critical movement, was Jerry Armstrong. And it's interesting because you don't really hear much about Jerry anymore. He moved up to Canada, and I don't really know. I hope he comes back on because it'd be fun. It'd be really fun. He's got great stories. He really does. But who's supporting him? I don't know on that. He's married. I know he got married, and so probably his wife is to some degree, and Jerry probably is himself. So, or they're retired, because they're kind of my age, so they're probably retired. But anyway, thank you for asking, and then thank you for re-asking. And I apologize for missing your question. And I hope that answered it. I don't have any real solid answer. I don't know. Okay, so, oh yeah, here's the new comments. All right, let me see. Woo! Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good one, YRV. This is the one I'm saying. He said, Scientology is a business. Everything has a price list. Very true. Boy, do they use that with the police. That is very true. All right, now let me just check and see if I got everything that's been highlighted. All right. For the love of Tori, don't forget the like button. I love that. That's a great way to say it. Okay, so let me get down here. I think we went through these. Oh yeah, so did I answer this? I'm amazed you didn't die. My friend has epilepsy, and luckily her boyfriend HD styled the night. It was the first time she had a grand mal seizure, and I think you're saying he'd been in the 101st Airborne. Wow. He didn't know what to do. I bet. Yeah, it's spooky, but I take medicine, so I'm fine on it as long as I take my medicine. And I only got off of it because I joined the Sea Org in Scientology, and they said, and I ran out of my medicine, and I said I have to get a refill, and they said we'll send you to the MLO. And that's where I went and saw the 18-year-old kid, and he said, we don't take medicine. We're in the Sea Org, and we're the top 10% of the planet, which later the president of Scientology's wife took me in session about 5 years later and apologized and said that should have never happened. But it did, and I had to fight him for 30 years anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of amazed that I didn't die in many ways. I mean, in Haight-Ashbury, I'm amazed I didn't die doing the different drugs that I tried. And especially considering I have epilepsy and that. It's just a miracle. Anyway, okay, they did join. Okay, the group would call them to volunteer and come to the meetings, but they kept blowing them off. Oh, okay. Okay, so they joined. That's what you were saying, but they didn't really come through. Yeah, that sounds, I mean, it's stupid. What's the point of, you're going to create some PR? I mean, I guess as far as reports, they can report up line, oh, we joined the interfaith group, or something. It sounds good. But then if they don't do anything, of course, they're not reporting that part of it up line. Okay, good to know, though. Thank you for letting me know that, love, Maddie. Oh, okay. Okay, this is Jerry. He can't come back to the U.S. because of the CFS. I think that's who you're talking about. If you're not, let me know. Okay, this is good to know. A study said that overdose of vitamins is bad for the liver and kidneys. Your body has to work double to break them off. That sounds right. And they do on the Pure, if they do a ton of vitamins, just in Scientology in general, they do. And the other thing is TRs. Like this is TR 0, right? You sit down and it used to be blinkless TRs. So you couldn't blink for 2 hours. So you'll see a lot of Scientologists that are ex-Scientologists, and they don't blink much. They really don't, because we're kind of trained in that thing. Now, what happened to me at Flag is my eyes started itching all the time. So I went to a specialist, and he said, you know what? You're not blinking enough. Your eyes need you to blink to moisturize your eyes. And I said, well, this is really going to be difficult because I'm on this course in Scientology, and I'm not supposed to blink at all. And he said, well, you can tell them your eye doctor said you need to blink. It was really kind of a cool moment for me. It was another big wake-up call for me. But, okay, I got that. Your boyfriend, oh, he did know what to do. Okay, good. I couldn't quite read what you were saying because I guess KN is no. I'm not quite up on all these things. Yeah, this is from Lovette. It's super helpful if you always add context and comments as a reminder for Tori. Yeah, it just helps me. Even like those little, like K, I think you said K no, which meant no, but I didn't know what that meant. So that helps if you just put in parentheses what it is. I know, sorry. You're probably from TikTok or Twitter where you don't have to write much, but I'm old school and I'm trying to get you guys that don't do that anymore to get back to, English. Write a sentence, speak in a sentence, pick up the phone, talk to a friend. You know what I mean? It's like I call people all the time, and people, I can't tell you, of all different ages go, oh, it's so good to hear from you. I haven't talked to anybody in so long. And it's like, I think, what happened? I get it. We're all on our cell phones. Everybody went to texting, but that doesn't mean you can't change back. And you can at least once a week call somebody. Just start doing it a little bit. Just call one person once a week and try it out. I mean, at the worst, I'm wrong. I'm from old school and you guys don't care. And there you go. But I don't think so, because I've talked to a lot of younger people and they're very happy when I call. So I think you should try it out. All right. Boyfriend did know what to do. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Love Maddie. I'm really happy about that, because I know personally, I ran into, I had a bunch of seizures in Scientology orgs, and they'd be like, "You're not being responsible enough, Tori." And I'm like, "What?" It's awful. Luckily, I was with a lady that was really kind, and she really helped me out. Okay, what about Abel? Oh, yeah. Getting into schools using LRH study tech. Exactly. There you go. See, that's why I wanted to bring this up. I knew there was one acronym that I wasn't thinking of, and that's it. ABLE. And I can't remember. Do you know what ABLE stands for? I can't remember what it does. I'm really happily forgetting those things. Like a lot of my Scientology stuff, I don't remember. Is it applied? I don't know. I don't remember what it is, but I know it stands for a bunch of things. But it is into getting the schools using LRH's study tech, which is also applied scholastics. That's part of under ABLE. I think applied scholastics was one of their, I think it's applied scholastics was one of their first ones, was getting the study tech in. So that's good. The more you hear about CFS, the more you wonder when this is finally going to stop. I know. Believe me, I've been doing this for 24 years. Imagine me thinking it. But I know what you mean. I do. And I don't have a time limit on it. I'm happy every time I see an empty org. To me, that's a statistic for us. And it's like all these live streamers, that's fantastic. They've shut down all the buildings here in LA and in other cities now, I found out today. So and I don't mean they're shut down like closed, but every single window is drawn. You can't see in. And that's a big step for Scientology. That it shows you are not cause over matter, energy, space, and time. Period. If you were, you'd have your windows open. There you go. But see, with the cameras, they don't want people being filmed. So what are they hiding? That's what I think. Okay, when I was in, there was nothing we were hiding. So what are you hiding now? That you're so fearful that they're going to get it on camera and put it on the internet. Okay, so what? It's kind of, when you think about it, all right, so they film you in your house. Like Andrea said to me, this was years ago in 2000. I started having parties and someone said, Osa could get in here and put a camera in here. And I thought, ooh, they're right. So I called up Osa or Andreas and I said, Andreas, this is what this person said. And he said, Tori, both of us lead pretty clean lives. And I can almost promise you that there's a camera in my house and there's probably now a camera in your house. But if they want to watch us walking around in our underwear, that's their problem, not ours. And I thought he's right. It's like, what do I have to hide? Nothing. So it's kind of true. And I forget what we were talking about. Wait, I'll go back and see. Okay, don't worry about it, Love Maddie. You're not lazy. You said some good questions tonight. You can't come back to the U.S. Oh, that's Jerry Armstrong. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, about ABLE. That's what we were talking about. Getting ABLE using the LRH study tech. Do you guys know I don't know who knows what is the LRH study tech and who doesn't. Study tech, I think I explained it to you once before, but it's like it's on a check sheet, number one. So you do different steps and you can go at your own speed, so you can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And then they have looking up words, checkouts, demo, where you have to demonstrate things with a demo kit. And then they have clay demos for some things where you have to do clay demos. They have all kinds of different things. It's a specific technology, but they are trying to get it into the schools. I don't think they've had a lot of luck with it. I really don't. But if I were a parent, I would be calling around to any of the schools to check in my city. Are you using the L. Ron Hubbard Study Tech? Or you could say Applied Scholastics, if you don't want to say L. Ron Hubbard. You could say, are you by any chance using Applied Scholastics Study Tech? And if they say yes, then I would say, is there any chance I could either take you out to lunch or come meet with you? I'd like to let you know a little bit about it. And you'd have to study up on it so you know what you're talking about. But there's plenty of information out there about it. And it's basically, they really believe the study tech works. Scientology does. I'm not saying it doesn't. It's not that it's bad. It's just not really needed. Like I remember my son was in one school. We took him out of that and put him in Campbell Hall, which is supposed to be one of the best high schools in the United States. And they said, well, okay, your son has passed the test, so he's passed. But you and your husband can go in that room with our list of volunteer actions. And depending on what you can donate to our school, you will be accepted or not. It's really tricky because it's like they don't say, most people volunteer one or two things or whatever. They don't say, it's just sort of like depending on what you're going to give to the school, you're accepted or not. So anyway, we're checking off, we could sell Christmas trees and different stuff. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. What was it? Well, it was something about the study tech, right? I'm sorry. It got late and I forgot what it was. What was it about the study tech? Able, getting it into schools using the LRH. Oh, that's right, what it was. I remember. So my son was used to being at a Scientology school, and there, of course, they stop and look up any word that they don't understand. So he was trying to do that at Campbell Hall, and they finally called us in and they said, look, your son is really slowing down the class. And we said, with what? And they said, well, he's always got to look up all these words. And we said, well, what do you guys do? And they said, because we really didn't know. We'd come from high school years ago, but we didn't know now. And she said, we just move along and everybody just goes along. And if you have things, just get the concept. He needs to just get the concept and don't worry about all the words that you don't understand. Well, we come from this big, you have to clear every single word and don't go by a misunderstanding and all this other shit. So anyway, we took him out. We just said, no, we're not going to do it because it was too conflicting in our minds. It wasn't, he didn't care, but and we probably should have left him there because it was a good school, but unfortunately we didn't. All right, now let's see. The more you hear about CFS, the more you wonder if when it's finally going to stop. I haven't had that on my mind for a while. It's like, I think you have to have more like smaller goals with that as an overall goal, that's going to happen, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, what can we do today to make a difference? And that's where I think, there's a lot of things that you can do that help educate people. I mean, we've brought up the education level way up from what it was when I first got out. Oh my God, people were like, it's a religion, stop picking on them. It was like, well, let me talk to you for a minute. It's really come a long way because now a lot of the public just know, no, we're not doing Scientology. That's it. Here you go, Scientology, another one of my suppressive acts. The more you hear, okay, all right, so now what's this one? I'm with you, Tori. I still use full sentences and also old school. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. I really appreciate it. And I think it's not going to hurt people to do it. If you're really offended by it, let me know. But I think it actually helps. I hate having to squish up words to fit in. And I know autocorrect. Oh, that's the worst. Where you write something and then it comes out something else. It really ticks me off. Oh, really? They have you now. What is this? They have you shadow banned. It was saying you were offline on my feed. That's weird. I don't know what shadow banned is, but I guess I would ask, your provider, because, I don't want you shadow banned. All right. Association for Better Living and Education. Oh, thank you. Association for Better Living and Education. That's right. That's it. That is it, Mamacita. Thank you. I'm going to write it down. For better. I remember when I was really into ABLE. I really believed in it a lot. And I was with one of the top execs. And, Gold, which is where the executives used to be out in Hemet, like around Hemet. And it was always like top secret. Nobody knew where it was at all. They didn't know where it was. And so I was going with one of the executives out to talk to a family about Narconon. So we're driving along down this really dark road. There's no lights. So we're way outside LA. And we're going along. And all of a sudden there's these gigantic white lights. Welcome to Golden Era Studios. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I mean, it really honestly pissed me off because everything's so top secret to Scientologists. But here out in Hemet, welcome to Golden Era Studios. And he said, okay, first of all, you didn't see that. That was the first thing he said. And he said, secondly, we had to do that because it was so out PR. We were here quietly, but nobody knew who we were, what we were doing. So we started Golden Era Studios so then people could do tours and stuff like that. And of course, they have a way to rope off their confidential stuff. So anyway, that's what it was. But it was the first time I knew where this big top secret area was. And of course, I couldn't tell anyone. Okay. And this is from Swedish Lini. Tori, we also have a volunteer ministers handling out way to happiness. No, we also have the volunteer ministers handing out, you mean it. Oh, it looks like you're saying handing out the way to happiness and a bottle of water in catastrophic zones. Yeah, that I know. I did that. I actually did that. We had, closed drives and stuff like that. Again, a big part of my waking up, because what was their response? Did anybody mention LRH? Did we get any PR? That's all they cared about. They didn't care about the people. They didn't care to the people. Were they happy with it? Do they want some more? Do they need more clothes? Nothing. It was just, did we get PR? And I thought, these guys are such phonies. Okay, KNW is no example. Trying to shorten words to fit within a comment length. I just recently figured out what AF stands for. Oh my. Well, thank you for telling us, because I don't know what AF is. So now you just gave us another one. All right, so KNW is no. That one I get. Oh yeah, that's right. Do they have a limit here on StreamYard on how many words you can post? Because that I didn't know. That might be tricky. All right. Well then I'll have to get it. If that's true, you have to let me know how many. Because then maybe we have to change. Let me know. Oh, wait. What is this? Oh, okay. I'm not sure what this is, but question, you've just ruined my childhood memory of making panoramas in the 60s and 70s. Me or someone else? I hope someone else, because I don't think I even mentioned that. But let me know. All right. So, hey, Tori, Jesse Baez. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to Midnight with Magoo. It's actually after midnight now. Ooh, Victoria, Australia. Hello. We're in autumn. Oh, drizzle today. Yeah, autumn is a beautiful time too. I love that. That's right. Yours are opposite of us. AF is Aftermath Foundation. Ah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, good to know. And okay, do you know how many they limited to though? If anybody knows, let me know. Good morning, Hans. We're having a good time here. Supernatural Share says, like, that's cool AF. Okay. Yes, they have a limit. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions? No, wait, this says, like that's cool AF. Oh, for the Aftermath Foundation. Okay. I gotcha. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's right. It is good morning. God, frightening. Okay. Now these, everything there I got. All right. So is there anything else that you guys have or questions that you want to ask? Because I think I want you guys to poke around and see if you can find any of their front groups and let me know. All right. Thank you. Love it. AF is also as, all right. Oh, here you go. Charles knows there are 200 character limits on live stream comments. Wow. So 200 characters. Now that's kind of tricky. Are you supposed to count them out? Okay. Now this is, I was saying after means as. All right. Someone told me we can't say that word anymore. And social media, they can kick you off. So does anybody know if that's true or not? The F word? All right, 200 character limits. Okay, well is that a lot? Like for a sentence? I'd have to count it out and see. Nora says it all the time. Okay, good. I used to, and I've kind of been calming down on it just a little bit. I don't know why. I just did. It happened. But if I get mad, you'll hear it. Okay. Okay, so 200 words. I don't know. I think a sentence is that too much to ask someone to do a sentence? Because I guess we could do the smaller things if that's what they need. You can say, just wait 5 minutes into the stream. Why do you have to wait 5 minutes? Oh, before you start. Okay. Mark Bunker posted the 4K version of the arthritis video. I know. I'm well aware of it. He talked to me ahead of time, and I said, really? You have like hundreds, if not 1,000 videos that are great videos. And that's your best shot. You need to pull up that. I mean, he filmed me on that, just so everyone knows, in the 90s when I was in, and asked for a success story. And obviously I have epilepsy, so I know Dianetics doesn't work. right, for me. But I said, well, my mother-in-law, her win was that she handled crippling arthritis with it. So he went around and around and around. Well, then you're saying our Dianetics cures. And we were saying, no, we're not saying Dianetics cures. We're saying that was her win. And it just went on and on. So that was in the 90s. Then in the early 2000s, he reposted it again saying Magoo thinks our Dianetics cures arthritis. So I made a video, Mark Bunker is full of shit, right? Because I was really pissed off. So then he calls me up crying, saying, how could you say that about me? And I said, Mark, I told you this is a stupid thing. So now today, 2024, this has gone on since the 90s. Now he drags it up again and goes, do you want to come on with me? And I said, no, I don't. I really don't. I mean, I really don't appreciate, it's like, it's an icky video as far as I'm concerned, because it's just, he's saying this, we're saying that, he's saying that we're not saying that, it's just sort of, it's not good. And I really didn't appreciate it. I didn't at all. So there you go. That's what happened. There's a counter for number of characters left. Dropping the F work is okay once you're a little bit into the stream. Otherwise, you could be demonetized. Wow, interesting. Okay, because I had heard something about that. Yeah, so thank you for explaining that, Wendy. And Brian, you are welcome. I don't know what you're thanking me for, but you're welcome. It will tell you how many characters that you have left as you type words. Really? I don't think mine does. Is that with an Apple computer or something? Because I don't think mine does that. I don't think it tells you how many words. That's good, though. Characters, not words. Yeah, I got it. 200 characters. And here is Tori. Yep, it's Midnight with Magoo. All right, it's about 2 good sentences. Okay, but trying to keep a full thought under 200 sometimes can be difficult. This is 70. Oh, well, good to know. Thank you. See, that helps, because then I have a visual of what it is. If that's only 76, then I'm not going to worry about it, because a full sentence, unless you're going on and on and on, but nobody wants that anyway. So thank you. Thank you for showing me that. And I'll have to see how to find out how many, if I don't think with mine, it tells you how many words that it is, but that's good to know that maybe it's a little thing I have to click or something. It's always fun to learn all these things. Like DOA and Laura came in and they went, all right, here's your email. And we put on Xenu.net for information for people that want to get information. If you want to donate, Cash App, and that's spelled correctly. This one, DOA, spelled it incorrectly, but that's the link. And then here's correctly again, Tori. And then there you go. So there's all kinds of good stuff. This is a great site to study. I highly recommend it. If you're kind of like have questions about Scientology, it really answers them. It does. I mean, now wait a second. What happened here? How do I get rid of it? Oh, I have to go back to the banners. That's right. I was trying to think. No, wait. How do I unclick this? Okay, there you go. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so a lot of these. All right. Just popping by to say good night. Oh, thank you, Minnie. Well, good night. Thank you for popping by. I appreciate it. Okay, and this is Kelly, BC. Thanks, Tori. Really enjoyed your streams. So much great info. Well, thank you. And definitely keep your eyes and ears open for the front groups. And if you see them, let us know, because I'm kind of tracking this. All right, so Tori has an Amazon wish list now. Oh, yeah, that's right. Please use Whole Foods Burbank for the address. Yeah, they have that on the wish list, I think. You can let us know, or I'll go look. On mine, it has Amazon. You can use Whole Foods on mine, but you let me know if you see it on yours. All right, good. Well, I think that's a wrap. Did everybody like your video? Or if you didn't, I hope you let me know. And if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. I'm going to talk about some of these other front groups for a little bit more tomorrow. So, but you never know. You never know what comes up. So thank you all for coming by, and thank you, Love It, for helping. I greatly appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you guys. You're just wonderful. I mean, it really, the other person who mentioned that is spot on. It's like at my age to have this wonderful group of people is just, it's incredible. I think you were it, Charles. I think you were the one who said it. Push DOA into the table tonight was featured in the LA Times Inside Section article yesterday. Really? Wow, that's kind of shocking. Not because of DOA, right? Because of something else. Scientologists. All right. Good night, Toritology. All right. Good night. Stay healthy. Did you get Trevor's last name? Did I get Trevor's last name? Let me see. I don't think so. Where is it? I don't see Trevor's last name. I'm up to Wendy Macbeth. Oh, there's a counter for number of characters. Oh, wait, this is important. There's the counter for number of characters left. Oh, I see. Okay, we already talked about that. I thought you meant there was something that counted the numbers that I could click on. I don't think I got his last name, but I did get a few emails. People asked me if I got their emails, and I did, but I didn't get the one. And I don't even think she's on here today. But she asked me last night if I got her emails, and I looked them up and I couldn't find them. I think it was Lulu. Is that it? I can't remember. I wrote it down. I have it on my bed. But God, I can't find anybody with a last name. You're going to have to write it again. You said, oh, wait, here we go. Trevor from La Poubelle? Trevor Zank. Okay. Why would I want his name? Not me. I'm not a La Poubelle person. I'm like Celebrity Center, Complex, front groups, anything that exposes Scientology, I'm in it. That particular area, I think, needs to have men for the reason what happened with DOA tonight. It's just dangerous. I think maybe there's some ladies over there, but at my age, no, I'm not going to be over there. And there's plenty of things I can do that are safer and more what I agree with what they're doing. I just don't think it's safe for me. And I'm speaking from someone, wait, the counter shows up when you've typed 40. Okay, it's the right to the box you typed in. Okay, good. I'm speaking from experience. I've been protesting and they came around the corner and just slammed me in the chest. I mean, really hard. And then another time pushed me down the stairs. I told you guys that. So they've done some violent things to me. So, and it's not that I'm afraid of them, but I'm not going to be stupid enough. I mean, that sidewalk is very thin over there at La Poubelle, and they could easily push me out into the street, and they would. And I'm not stupid enough to think, oh, they won't. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Sure, they will. It's like, how could anybody prove it? Oh, sorry. We're so sorry. And they can even pay someone to do it. So it's not a Scientologist. It would be somebody that got some money and, God, I don't know, I accidentally pushed her. So no, I'm not going to do it. Not my thing. Not going to happen. No, thank you. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so everybody's saying hi to each other, which is nice. I like that. Maybe a daytime protest around the complex. Yeah, celebrity center. Yeah, definitely. I'm better with a daytime protest or even nighttime at, like DOA is there. I'm good. I want somebody there, like a guy. I don't want to be there by myself. Um, or a strong woman. But I think I like it when DOA is there. I do. And so or Jessica, she's another character. Of course, Streets. But he's like Flash Gordon. He and Jessica both are like Flash Gordon, where they're here, they're there, where are they? That kind of thing. So she came here today, and she was here for like 5 minutes. I was like, I thought she's too much. She really is. She cracks me up. She's a really good person. Anyway, let's see. No, wait. Is this okay? Johnny, okay, what did you say? I keep telling protesters how violent they are and how bad they want to stop them. I told them not to eat food delivered from viewers because they don't know them. How how do you how do you know it isn't Scientology? I think you're trying to say. Yeah. Um See, I think the thing the thing with excuse me. The thing with protesters is that I've found is you can't really, you can say they're violent, but until they're violent like tonight, they weren't violent. Do you see what I mean? So it doesn't quite, it's like everyone has to find their niche and what's safe for them. That's why I'm saying for me, I'm not going to La Poubelle because I don't trust Scientology. I really don't. And it would be way too easy to just get some drunk to come out and hurt me. And I'm not going to do it. I mean, it's a miracle that I'm going out to, protest and do things like that. And I'm happy doing that. I'm very happy doing that. But I'm with people that I know that I like, and they're good to me and I'm good to them, so that's a good thing. I went yesterday and we had fun. We were just over at the complex. We weren't really protesting, we were just there. But DOA was interviewing someone, and I thought, I'll go over, I'll bring him some food. So I did. And by the time he was done with the interview, it was all cold, but he ate it anyway. He was very cute. He's a very sweet person. Um, I know they are. They're both wonderful. They really are. It's kind of amazing to see for all of them. I mean, they really are. They're very, very, very kind. It's just shocking to me. It's like what a joy. You know what I mean? At 76, to find all these people that are kind and protective and they care about me, and it's just, and I love them, and I love, I think they learn a few things from me, and I definitely learn things from them. So I think it's a good exchange. We have a good time together, and Jessica and I have been cracking up since I met her. You know what I mean? It was just like she's something else. She really is. And Streets cracked me up the first time I met him because he was like, I went over. I just wanted to meet him, and normally when I meet people, they've already seen my videos, so they're like, "Hey, Tori," right? Not Streets. He went, "Who are you?" And it just cracked me up. It was just so Streets. I said, I'm just Tori. That's it. That's me. I was in for 30 years and escaped out. That whole thing. Anyway, he's a good guy. I'm really happy we have him around too. Okay, this is from Love It. Trolling, disruption, and promotion are not tolerated here. She's my moderator. That a girl. Okay, and You do what you're doing. You do what you're doing. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. You do what you're doing. Of course you do what you're doing. What was your point there? You usually have a good point. So what did you not leave? So you left something out in that sentence. And that's what she's talking about a whole content. Like what's the point? Um okay, awaking by the looking glass has got this little thing just for you guys. Kim White, Kimberly, Care, YT, love it. I don't know. Special message. She didn't include me. Or you guys. Come on. Okay. I thought Jessica and Streets were done with La Poubelle. They are, pretty much. But he comes over like DOA got hurt. So Streets, we can always call him. I mean, he's been very helpful with those guys on, going over and helping them. And he knows the police and stuff like that. So he's probably, and that's probably why he went there. But overall, they're not protesting over there. Kind of like the same as me. I mean, Streets doesn't have to worry about it, but I think, it's just a different thing. Yeah, everybody's got their thing. Yeah, you're right. The sidewalk at La Poubelle is just a small with this ugly tent. Yeah, it is. It's very skinny, small, and there's very fast cars going on the street on Fountain or Franklin. Yeah, next to Celebrity Center. So I'd rather, if I go, I'll just go by Cece and protest there. Because I'd love to do that, and I know they hate having anybody around. Now apparently they have a sign you can't take photographs or anything. It's like, as long as you're on a public sidewalk, you can take a photograph. Look up photographers' rights if you haven't, because they're actually very interesting to learn. Someone else turned me on to them early on when I was picketing. Thank you for that. I'm loving these late night talks. Thanks, Tori. Friendship, goals, late night vibes. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, question. Have you met Lara's dog? I have. I love her dog. Oh, God, that's a beautiful dog. Really beautiful. I want a dog so much. I really do. One of my really, really dear friends just got a dog and called me today about it. And I was like, oh, I want to get a dog. I do so much. But I rent and I can't. The owner said no dogs. So there you go. I'm not going to rock the boat, so to speak. But I definitely, I miss having a cat. Elvis died. My cat died last year, and it was just so. It was so. I don't know what. It just was awful for me, and I just thought, no, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to get another cat also because all my cats have been indoor-outdoor cats, so they've always been able to go outside, and I believe in that. And the vet said with Elvis, this is your last cat that's going to be an indoor-outdoor cat. We don't take them anymore. We won't, it's like there's too many coyotes around and they eat them up, and no, don't. And I've never had a cat where they had to stay inside all the time. It just sounds so icky. And I have a roommate, and it's just sort of like, there's odors and stuff like that. I just don't think it's a good idea. So I thought, all right, my days of cats and dogs, say la vie. I'll have to get a fish or something. If you think of something good, let me know. Let's see. Yeah, Scientology would stop at nothing to put an end to this. At this point, though, it would make a martyr instead of stopping protesters. Of course, it wouldn't stop anything. You and I know that. I mean, everything they've done is never, if anything, it just expands it. It never stops anything. But I know them, and they really, really hate me. Like I told that guy on Christmas, who was a brand new guy. And I said, I knew they were going to take him inside. And I said, look, they really hate me, just so you know. So they're going to tell you lies about me. And He went inside, he came out, and he was kind of white, and he said, God, they really hate you. So I called him the next day to make sure they didn't get them, because he was going to pay him $5,000. And I said, did you give him the $5,000? He said, no, I'm going to Japan. And I said, okay, what did they say about me? Just out of curiosity, because I've read a lot of their black PR about me, but this sounded different. And he goes, well, they said you're deep cover, undercover, top secret CIA agent. And I was like, ooh, I'm upgraded from a suppressive person. Now I'm a CIA agent. So I have to make a little certificate for that. That would be fun. Anyway, that's kind of amazing. All right, good morning from the UK. All right. Cool. Coffee with Magoo. I like that. Okay, Tori, what about, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is, so you'll have to explain it. Good morning. Love it. All right, good. Oh, good night, no one. Thank you for coming, and thank you for talking to me. I'm so happy we got to meet. I really am. It was really just on the phone, but I got to talk to her. Yeah, Scientology would stop at nothing to put an end to this. Yeah, we already read that. Okay. Yeah, they would if they could, but they know it's just going to get bigger. This is so funny. Wow. There is a video on your channel of you protesting the Blue Building 10 years ago. That's cool. I've been protesting since 2000. That's 24 years. Yeah, 10 years ago I was. That's right. In 2008, Anonymous came, and that was fun too. That wild times. But this is really great. Now, what is this Christy Alley Award? I don't know, yay, what you're saying, but she passed away, so we're not going to give it to anybody. Great day to our overseas friends. All right. Yeah, have a good day. Good night, U.S. friends. Okay, so I guess we're ending now. So say good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. Okay, good. All right. All right, now how do I hide this? There we go. Oh, there you go. All right. Okay, so good night. Thank you for coming. And if there's anything else, can dogs be used to detect Scientologists like in the Terminator? That would be good, wouldn't it? Wow. Good night from Australia. Good night. Thank you. Good night, Tori and Chad. Take care. Thank you, Annie. That would be neat. Oh, in the video, you were looking for Kirsty. Oh, that's right. Tried to give her the award. I gotcha. Yeah, we bought a trash can, just like a little trash can. And we said it was for Kirstie Alley. And we were just going around going, do you know Kirstie Alley? This is an award that she won. And it was this trash can. I forgot all about that. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, God, that's funny. Yeah. That was, I'm glad you mentioned it, because I was like, Kirstie Alley, what? Yeah. I forgot. That was funny. It was hilarious. It really was. And she was alive then, and it was really funny because we were around Celebrity Center. We went all around Celebrity Center, just going, do you know Kirstie Alley? And they'd say, oh yeah. And we'd say, well, we have this award for her, and we'd kind of hold it out to this trash can, and they'd get real mad. We'd say, I guess she doesn't want it, huh? It's really fitting. It's a fitting award for her. Anyway, c'est la vie. All right, you all. Well, I love you. Have a good sleep, and I will see you in the moonlight.